In the heart of the West Country, as autumn leaves began their languid descent, I found myself standing before Greywood Hall, an Elizabethan manor house that loomed like an ancient sentinel, its honey-stoned facade glowing softly in the fading light. The commission had come from a prestigious historical trust, promising a fortune for the restoration of its long gallery, a space that was equal parts tragedy and beauty. Haunted by centuries of neglect and decay, I stepped inside, where the air was thick with the scent of aged stone and fresh lime plaster, mingling with the earthy aroma of dust sheets that cloaked the chaotic interiors, bustling with scaffolding and the diligent work of masons. Claire, the project lead, exuded an air of efficiency, her sharp eyes scanning the gallery as she guided me through the 80-foot expanse, oak floorboards gleaming beneath my feet. Yet my heart sank at the sight of the lower walls, where the intricate linen-fold paneling, once a testament to craftsmanship, lay crumbling, ravaged by damp and neglect, its beauty lost to time. "We have the original plans from 1587, she said, handing me a digital copy that felt like a talisman. "Preserve every surviving fragment. The rest," she shrugged, leaving the unspoken truth hanging in the air. The first week was a joyful immersion in history. I set up my workshop directly within the long gallery, surrounded by the whispers of the past. Every chisel stroke against the stone echoed like a heartbeat, resonating deep within my chest. This was not just a project. It was a communion with time itself. Every wood sample and cast an intimate conversation with the artisans who had come before me. Yet, the first hint of strangeness came subtly, like a breeze stirring the dust. As I wrestled with a particularly stubborn section of the paneling, muttering in frustration, I felt a chill brush past my cheek. My gaze was drawn to the damaged grooves, where shadows seemed to shift, revealing the geometry of a complex design, a solution that now danced in my mind. I executed the cut, and it fit perfectly. Intuition, I thought, nothing more. But the occurrences grew more frequent. The elusive reddish-brown ochre I sought appeared in the form of lust-red clay nodules, unearthed from the herb garden, whispering secrets of the past. Every puzzling tool mark conjured images of an obsolete plane, its familiar heft and shape vivid in my memory. The house was not merely a structure, it had become my collaborator, an echo of an ancient soul guiding my hands. I named him Thomas, the spirit of the carpenter whose hands had once shaped this wood. I envisioned him, sturdy and capable, humming softly as he worked. Our bond deepened with the arrival of gifts each morning, a perfect late-season apple, a bright jay feather, a small hand-forged nail, offered in silence, a private conversation between two craftsmen across centuries. Yet the nature of his guidance shifted. As I restored a panel adorned with a lover's knot, an aching sadness washed over me, the scent of lavender and sorrow, entwining in the air. It was a memory not my own, but one that belonged to Thomas, a heartbreak carved into wood, a lament for a lost love. I found myself dreaming of him, of his longing, and the weight of his unfulfilled aspirations that resonated with my own quiet artistic ambitions. The climax of my journey arrived with the central panel above the fireplace, a skeletal remnant of the mythical tree of life. Alone in the gallery, dusk seeping through the windows like liquid amber, I placed my hands on its remnants, whispering an incantation, "Help me, Thomas, show me your masterpiece." In that stillness, Thomas appeared, not as a shadow, but solid and real, a specter of longing with sorrow etched deep into his features. "Finish it," he urged, his voice a whisper of rustling leaves. "You have the hands, you have the heart, you see the memory in the grain. Give it form again." Fear melted into revelation as his desperate plea wrapped around my heart. I was not merely restoring, I was completing a legacy, a testament to love and artistry. "Why me?" I asked, my voice trembling. "The house remembers every joy and sorrow, but memory without witness is an echo in a sealed tomb. I am its memory, unfinished. Complete the story, our story." His words ignited a fierce ambition within me. To complete this masterpiece would change everything. It would bind me to this house forever, a part of its narrative, a layer of patina on the paneling. But beneath the intoxicating allure lay a chilling truth. This was not merely collaboration. It was a transaction, a soul for a created legacy. The realization struck me like a cold wave. To complete the tree would seal my fate, my essence absorbed into the haunting essence of Thomas. I looked into his pleading eyes and then at the shattered remnants of the tree. "No," I breathed, the finality ringing in the silence. Frustration marred his features, and the warmth of the room dwindled into an icy void. "You are here. Finish it," he cried, the walls reverberating with his anguish. I stumbled back, the scent of lavender now a choking cloud, the echoes of a woman's weeping mingling with the despair of generations. In that moment, I understood. I was not just rejecting Thomas. I was rejecting the house itself and its haunting hunger for completion. In a panic, I fled from the long gallery, the great hall, and the manicured gardens, not stopping until I was miles away, the taste of old grief lingering in my throat. My resignation email was curt, a hasty excuse about a family emergency. I later learned they brought in a commercial firm, using machines to replicate the paneling, a perfect, flawless imitation devoid of memory. I turned my back on historic wood, choosing instead the cold steel and glass that held no echoes. Yet even now, within the walls of an ancient building, I trace my fingers across carvings that whisper of hope and ambition. I am reminded of Graywood Hall, not as a haunted house, but as a hungry one, a place that craves the essence of artists, luring them into its depths to complete its sorrowful collection. Beneath the flawless branches of the tree of life that now adorns the fireplace, Thomas's spirit waits, listening for the next lonely craftsman who will hear the stories hidden in the grain and who might, in their ambition, agree to stay forever.